أن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه أما بعد فإن خير الكلام كلام الله وخير الهدى هدى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. أخرج الإمام مسلم عن حذيفة بن أسيد الغفاري رضي الله عنه أنه قال خرج علينا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ونحن نتذاكر فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ما تذاكرون فقلنا نذكر الساعة يا رسول الله فقال صلى الله عليه وسلم إنها لن تقوم حتى ترون 10 آيات. And what was collected by Imam Muslim, the companion Hudhayfa, the son of Usayd, may Allah be pleased with him. He said that he was sitting along with the other companions collectively and they were discussing the Yawmul Qiyamah, the Sa'ah. And then the Nabi came out sallallahu alaihi wasallam while they were in that condition and he said to them, what are you people talking about? What are you people studying? They said, we are studying about the hour Yawmul Qiyamah ya Rasulullah. We're talking about it between ourselves. The Nabi, he told them sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Yawmul Qiyamah is not going to be established. It won't happen until 10 things happen, until you see 10 major signs. And then he went on to tell them those 10 major signs. You're going to see the dukhan. يَوْمَ يَأْتِي السَّمَاءُ يَوْمَ تَأْتِي السَّمَاءُ بِدُخَانٍ مُبِينٍ. That there's going to be a lot of smoke and a big cloud that's going to come. It's going to be miraculous. Until you see the sun rising from the west and setting in the east. And we're going to mention that. And until you see the Dajjal and the Dabba. Until you see also the coming down of Isa ibn Maryam. And until you see the 3 major earthquakes that are going to transpire and they're going to take place. And also until you see the Mahdi. And until you see the fire that's going to come out of Yemen and it's going to lead the people to the mahshar of Yawm al-Qiyamah where they're going to be judged. So those are the 10 signs that are considered the major signs before Yawm al-Qiyamah. Ask the average Muslim, what are the 10 major signs? Many people don't know. So this hadith that we mentioned, it goes to show number 1, against the aqidah of the Brahwis, the aqidah of the people of Sufiya, who believe that the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is Hazir Nazir. He's everywhere at the same time. If the Prophet was everywhere at the same time, he wouldn't have asked his companions, what are you talking about? So when he said to his companions, what are you talking about? It goes to show he wasn't there and he didn't know. He doesn't know the ilm al-ghayb sallallahu alaihi wasallam unless Allah tells him. The hadith also goes to show that from the sunnah of the Nabi and his companions sallallahu alaihi wasallam radiyallahu anhum ajma'een is that the Muslims should study between themselves and get fiqh about Yawm al-Qiyamah, about the major signs and the minor signs. When's the last time the Muslim sat down with his wife and his children, with his friends? When's the last time he went to a class and he studied about the Ashratu Sa', the major and the minor signs? When's the last time? So with this being a masjid of Ahlul Hadeeth, and we're going to explain what that means. With this being a masjid of Ahlul Hadeeth, we want to practice that sunnah of those companions, radiyallahu anhum ajma'een. The Nabi wasn't there, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but they amongst themselves were talking about the major signs and the minor signs, and they were talking about these issues. And then the Nabi came out as he used to do. Sometimes he would initiate and tell them some of the signs of Yawm al-Qiyamah, and sometimes they will ask him the question. So it was an issue that was important to them. So concerning the major signs, and there's a lot to be dealt with about the major signs. The first thing we'll say is a person who doesn't believe in these major signs and the minor signs, then in reality he doesn't believe in Yawm al-Qiyamah. In order to believe in Yawm al-Qiyamah, we have to believe in the major signs and the minor signs. What's going to happen before Yawm al-Qiyamah? What's going to happen on the day? What's going to happen after? If a person rejects or denies any aspect of it, he has rejected and denied the whole thing. Allah said in the Quran, كَذَّبَتْ قَوْمُ نُوحٍ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. The people of Noah, they disbelieved in all of the messengers. The only messenger who came to them was Nuh. But since he was sent by Allah, when they disbelieved in him, that one Nabi, they disbelieved in everybody else who came. Salawatullah wa salamu alayhim ajma'in. Yawm al-Qiyamah is the same way. If you reject an aspect of it, you rejected al-Imam bil Yawm al-Qiyamah. Another issue is that when the companions used to study these issues, they understood it in a particular way. We have to understand these issues the way the companions understood. That's the way of Ahlul Hadeeth. That's one of the meanings of Ahlul Hadeeth. It's not a Pakistani Jama', a group of ethnic people of Pakistan. You Somali, you have to be from Ahlul Hadeeth. The brother from Belgium has to be from Ahlul Hadeeth. The revert has to be from Ahlul Hadeeth. Ahlul Hadeeth meaning what? People who take the Quran and the Sunnah and understand those two sources the way the companions did. That's the way of Ahlul Hadeeth, and that's the meaning of it. So when we talk about any aspect of al-Islam, Yawm al-Qiyamah and the major signs, believing in the Dajjal, you have to believe in the Dajjal the way the companions believed in it. The companions never thought that the Dajjal was a TV. The companions never thought that the Dajjal was a political or economic system. The companions never thought that the Dajjal was the New World Order, or what you see in the internet on that program, The Arrivals. The Mahdi, the companions never thought that the Mahdi was a man hiding out in a cave for 1,000 years. They never believed in this khurafat and this shirk. So the way we practice our religion is the way that the people of al-Hadith practice it from the Imams of al-Islam. Al-Imam Abu Hanifa, Al-Imam Malik, Al-Imam Shafi, Al-Imam Ahmed, and other than that. Concerning the major signs of Yawm al-Qiyamah, from the fiqh of it, what we have to understand is, unlike what a lot of people say, no one knows the tartib of these issues. When you read books and you see people who are saying this is the first sign and that's the second sign and that's the third sign and they're going to come in that order, don't believe them, because that's not what the Nabi said. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. There are some hadith, he said that this was first. Some hadith, he said something else was first. Some hadith, he said this is last. Some hadith, he said that's last. As a Muslim, you have to go back to figure out what did the ulama of Islam and the hadith and fiqh and aqidah, what did they say? How do we harmonize these seeming contradictions? Now is not the time for that. But the point is the tartib, no one knows but Allah. We know that the Mahdi will come, and after the Mahdi is the Dajjal, and after the Dajjal, Isa ibn Maryam, and after Isa ibn Maryam is Ya'juj and Ma'juj. But what's first and what's last? Some ayat, a hadith suggests this, other a hadith suggests that. So the tartib is only known by Allah. The other point about the fiqh, Ummat al-Islam, the masjid of Ahlul Hadeeth. Ahlul Hadeeth, again, doesn't mean you Pakistani people. Ahlul Hadeeth, the people who understand the Quran and the Sunnah the way the companions did. And they use the Hadith to explain the Quran and to understand the Quran. Not the people who minimize the position of the Hadith and put their intellect before the Hadith, or understand the Hadith or the Quran in any way. La. From the fiqh of Yawm al-Qiyamah, the major signs is that the reason that the Nabi used to tell the people about it, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the main reason was to prepare people to do works. It wasn't for the sole purpose of just gathering information, being able to parrot off the 10 major signs. It was for the purpose of making preparations If you know that death is close, if you know Yawm al-Qiyamah is close, then you should do something about it. He told his companions and he told us, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Badiru bil amal sitta, tulu'i shams min maghribiha, wad dukhan, wad dab, wad dijjal. He said to the people, take advantage and hurry up and do 6 things before Yawm al-Qiyamah comes. Do 6 things. He mentioned 4 of those 6 from being the major signs. He said, hurry up and do the good deeds before the sun rises from the west and sets in the east. Hurry up and do the good deeds before the dukhan comes. Hurry up and do the good deeds before the dijjal comes out. Hurry up and do the good deeds before the dabbatul ard, the big massive animal, comes out. And all of these issues they have connected to them, a lot of knowledge. We just have to mention the surface of the issues. So the goal and the objective here is knowledge of the major signs is to encourage people to do the good deeds. He says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in an authentic hadith, إِذَا قَامَتِ السَّاعَةُ وَكَانَتْ فِي يَدْ أَحَدِكُمْ فَسِيلَةٌ إِنْ اسْتَطَاعَ أَنْ يَغْرِسَهَا فَلْيَغْرِسْهَا. If Yawm al-Qiyamah happens right now, and in the hand of one of you is a seed, hurry up and plant the seed if you have the ability to plant a seed. It's Yawm al-Qiyamah. Who in his right mind is going to be thinking about planting a seed? He's going to be thinking about running away and escaping from all of the turmoil that's going around him. He's going to try to get to his family. He's going to try to save himself. But in that hadith, the Nabi was showing, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the importance of doing works before Yawm al-Qiyamah. The one who has problems with his wife, he has problems with his brother, he has problems with his family, he has an ongoing dispute. If he's thinking that death is close, Yawm al-Qiyamah is close, solving his problem is going to be easier. Making tawbah is going to be easier. But if the person is always thinking about me, myself, and I, my haq, then he's going to continuously clash with the other person. But if he sees Yawm al-Qiyamah as being a reality, as those companions used to do, he'll say, I forgive you, I'm sorry, let me go, pardon me, and so forth and so on. So the goal and the objective of the Nabi telling the people about these major signs is to do the works. That's from the fiqh of the issue. That's why the companions used to study it, not just for information purposes. Another issue, ikhwani, about the major signs is that the major signs, they're only 10 in number, whereas the minor signs are many. Many of the minor signs have happened. Some are happening right now. Iraq, Palestine, Afghanistan, the football game where over 70 Muslims got killed the other day. All of those issues are from the minor signs, all of them. And there's still some to come in the future, bi'idhnillah. Concerning the major signs from the fiqh that make them different from the minor signs is that the Nabi told the people, sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sallam, and what was collected by Imam al-Tirmidhi. Abu Hurairah said that the Prophet says, sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sallam, ثلاث إذا خرجنا لا ينفع نفس إيمانها لم تكن آمنت من قبل أو كسبت في إيمانها خيرا. There are 3 signs. If and when they come out, a person believing won't be accepted. It won't benefit him on that day. If these 3 come out, you can't become a Muslim on that day. Your opportunity to become a Muslim is done, finished. He went on to mention one of those 3. He said, number 1, if the sun comes from the west and it starts to set in the east, then no one can become a Muslim on that day, because everybody is going to realize the reality of La ilaha illallah. We take that sun for granted. We look at it as a mundane issue. It comes up every day and it does its orbit every day. No one's paying attention to it. Yawm al-Qiyamah, when it comes up, the people are going to realize this is a serious situation. Something is going on. At that time, Allah won't accept from his servants La ilaha illallah. The second thing he said is that Allah Ta'ala won't accept the iman of an individual when the Dajjal comes out. And the third one, when the Dabba comes out. Those 3 issues, when they happen, khalas, no iman. When Ya'juj and Ma'juj come out, someone sees their fitna as a kafir, he accepts Islam and Islam is accepted. The 3 major earthquakes, an earthquake in the east, an earthquake in the west, and an earthquake in the Arabian Peninsula. And they're not the tsunami that took place, not the tsunami in Japan, and not the tsunami that was in Indonesia in that area. Those tsunamis are walk in the park compared to the major tsunamis of Yawm al-Qiyamah. When it happens, a person can make tawbah and believe in Allah. But when the Dajjal comes, when the Dabba comes, and when the sun rises from the west, no iman. Now this is a very important point, ikhwani. In the Quran, in Surah Al-An'am, ayat number 158, Surah Al-An'am, Allah Ta'ala mentioned this issue in the Quran. He said, يَوْمَ يَأْتِي بَعْضُ آيَاتِ رَبِّكَ لَا يَنْفَعُ نَفْسًا إِيمَانُهَا لَمْ تَكُنْ آمَنَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَوْ كَسَبَتْ فِي إِيمَانِهَا خَيْرًا. Allah mentioned the same hadith in an ayah. He said, on the day, in the Quran, on the day when some of the signs of your Lord comes, the iman of the people, when those signs come out, they won't benefit them at all unless the person had did good prior to that time. This goes to show a very important point, and that is, in the authentic hadith, then we mentioned those three signs. He mentioned the Dajjal, he mentioned the sun coming from the west, setting in the east, and he mentioned the Dabba. Some people say, I don't believe in the Dajjal because it's not in the Quran. The Dajjal is in the Quran in the Surah Al-An'am. And that's the meaning of Ahlul Hadeeth. Ahlul Hadeeth, they take the Sunnah and the Hadith to understand the Quran. They're not like the people who want to make dhikr and they want to make understandings and they want to celebrate the birthday of the Nabi and they want to do ibadat and all kinds of things. Understand all kinds of things. And the Quran is one side and the Sunnah is on another side. Allah told us in the Quran, many ayat, وَأَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ الذِّكْرَ لِتُبَيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ مَا نُزِّلَ إِلَيْهِمْ وَلَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. Ya Muhammad, we revealed to you this book, the dhikr, so that you can explain to them what was revealed to them, and the hopes that they will come and they will reflect and understand. The Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his sunnah, is what went into details about these major signs. If you don't take the sunnah, you won't know what to do to protect yourself from the Dajjal. Where is it in the Quran that the Muslims should read Surah Al-Kahf on Friday? Where is it in the Quran that the first 10 ayat and the last 10 ayat from Surah Al-Kahf will it be a divine protection of the Dajjal? Where is it in the Quran the description of the Dajjal? The person says, I don't believe in the Sunnah. I just take the Quran and not the Sunnah. Ahlul Hadeeth is not about where you come from, Pakistan. It's not about that. For the one who understands that, Ahlul Hadeeth is not Saudi Arabia. It's not about that. People from Saudi Arabia, from Ahlul Hadeeth. People from Pakistan, from Ahlul Hadeeth. Reverse, you have to be from Ahlul Hadeeth. Ahlul Hadeeth meaning what? That you're going to respect the hadith of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You're going to use it to understand this religion. You're going to raise it up and be upon what those companions were upon. Radiyallahu anhum ajma'een. Allah mentioned in the Quran the position of the Nabi and his sunnah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَإِنَّا أَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ بِالْحَقِّ لِتَحْكُمَ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ بِمَا أَرَاكَ اللَّهُ. We reveal to you the book in truth, Ya Muhammad, so that you can judge between the people and what Allah showed you to judge. The four sacred months in al-Islam, where are they mentioned in the Quran? The khutbah of al-Jumu'ah, where is it mentioned in the Quran that we pray to our God? And so where is that in the Quran? The people who talk like that, those people are astray. In India, there's a group of people called the Quraniyun. They're Asians. In India, Quraniyun. Because they're from Asia, that means that the truth is with them. Because they're from Pakistan or India, the truth is determined by what Allah revealed. And all of Adam's children have to get with the program no matter where they're from. All Arabs are Muslims. And the Muslims who are Arabs, all of them are on the truth. There are Arabs who curse the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam by cursing his companions. Arabs in Lebanon, Arabs in Bahrain, they curse Abu Bakr and Umar because they're Arabs. We're going to look at them and say those people are in Jannah because the kalam of al-Jannah is Arabic. Love the Arabs because my language, that's not our religion. Concerning Yawm al-Qiyamah and these major signs, the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, in addition to what we mentioned, he explained to the people sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wasallam about these major signs that are different from the minor signs. قال صلى الله عليه وسلم خروج الآيات بعضها على إثر بعض يتتابعن كما يتابع الخرز في النظام. Those major signs, the 10 of them, when they happen, they'll come out holding on the heel of each other. When one comes out, the next one is going to come out immediately. The same way that a necklace that has pearls on it, if you were to break that necklace, the pearl will fall off one after another. That's how the major signs are going to happen. The Mahdi is going to come right away. After him, the Dajjal is coming. After him right away, Isa ibn Maryam is coming. Isa ibn Maryam will be on the earth, as the Nabi said, for 40 years, 40. Another authentic hadith says 7. You as a Muslim, you have to go and figure that out. What did the scholars say? And don't go to the hocus pocus crystal ball scholars. Go to the scholars of the hadith, the scholars of the sunnah. After Isa ibn Maryam, the Ya'juj and Ma'juj, one after another. Whereas the signs right now, they're taking quite a while, relatively speaking. Relatively speaking, it's been 1,433 years since the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam did his hijrah. That's a long time, relatively speaking, to us. People who live 60, 70 years. But relative to Yawm al-Qiyamah, it's a short time. The point is, those ayat and those signs are taking place in a long period of time. The major signs are not like that. They'll come out one after another, and they'll come out quickly. So what's the point of all of this? What's the point of all of this? It's a religious responsibility of every Muslim to sit down and to learn for himself and to go over these issues and to rehearse these issues, especially the Imam in the masjid of Ahlul Hadeeth. The biggest of these signs in terms of fitness is the Dajjal. The Nabi told the people sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, مَا بَيْنَ خَلْقِ آدَمْ إِلَى قِيَامِ السَّاعَةِ مَا بَيْنَ خَلْقِ آدَمْ إِلَى قِيَامِ السَّاعَةِ خَلْقٌ أَكْبَرُ مِنَ الدَّجَّالِ. There is no fitna since Allah created Adam until Yawm al-Qiyamah. There's no fitna bigger than this Dajjal. This Dajjal, when he comes, one of the major signs, he will have the ability to take everybody here off of the Sirat al-Mustaqim. Everybody here, without any exceptions. Without any exceptions. So when you hear about him, run the other way. Right now, learn the Aqeedah of Ahlul Hadeeth. Who Allah is and who Allah isn't. If you're a person walking around believing that the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the Nur of Allah, Hazir Nazir, you are a person who your Aqeedah, you don't have a clue, you don't know what time it is. And that's the reality of many of our relatives. Many of our relatives. And I'm not saying that to put them down. I'm saying that to say, wake up and go to your people and teach them who Allah is and who Allah isn't. The Dajjal will come and tell the people, I'm Allah, and kill a man and give him life, bi'idhnillah. The one who believes in just what the eyes can see. He's a hocus pocus crystal ball Muslim. When he sees that, he's going to say, you're my Lord, you're my Lord. The Dajjal will be able to come after your mother died, your father died. Take on the picture and the image of your mother and your father and say, follow him. He is Allah. If you don't know the Aqeedah of Islam, what's the Aqeedah of Islam? The Aqeedah of Islam is what the Nabi said. إِنَّكُمْ لَن تَرَوْا رَبَّكُمْ حَتَّى تَمُوتُوا. You will not see your Lord until you die. You can't see Allah in this dunya. Allah Azza wa Jal has two eyes, not one, 2 eyes. Some people have a problem with that. Some people don't believe in that. He says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, inna al-Dajjal a'wa, wa laysa rabbukum bi'a'wa. Dajjal has one eye. One eye is protruding, the other one is in his head. He's a'wa, with one eye, with a defect. Allah is perfect, with 2 eyes that befit his majesty, subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't know those signs and characteristics, he will take you off of the path. If you are a person who's a slave to the money, your issue is, I gotta make money. No salat, no jumu'ah, halal, haram, that's your issue. And Dajjal is going to give the people money, crazy money. So the point here is, he's a big fitna. But the Nabi told us many things about him to protect us from him. He said about him, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, لا يخرج الدجال حتى يذهل أن الناس ذكره وحتى تترك الأئمة ذكره على المنابر. الدجال, he will not He's not going to come out. He won't come out until the people forget about him and until the Imams stop mentioning him on the minbar. So it's from the haqq of al-Islam that an Imam from Ahlul Hadeeth tells the people, hey, ad-Dajjal, 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 ad-Dajjal. The Nabi told the people, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, إِذَا تَشَهَّدَ أَحَدُكُمْ فَلْيَسْتَعِذْ بِاللَّهِ مِنْ أَرْبَعٍ. If one of you is making your salah, and as we told you, from the sunnah of the Nabi, is to put your finger like this at the tashahhud. As soon as you start saying at-tahiyyatu lillah, don't wait until you come to ashhadu an la. His sunnah was, he will make a circle like that, he will point his finger, and he will say at-tahiyyatu lillah. When you do that at the end of the salah, seek refuge in Allah from the Dajjal. That's the sunnah of the Nabi. He used to do it in every prayer. Wajib prayer, sunnah prayer, al-Eid, al-Jumu'ah, any prayer that had a ruku'. If it wasn't important, why would he do it? Why would he do it? Al-Dajjal, al-Dajjal. One of the scholars of Islam from Yemen, from Ahlul Hadeeth, his name is Tawus ibn Kaysan al-Yamani. He used to order his young son. He used to tell his son, hey, did you pray? Yes, I prayed, Abi. Did you seek refuge in Allah from a Dajjal? The boy said, no, I didn't, Abi. He said, go and do your prayer again. Why did he do that? Because he was from the Salaf, and he was from the ulama of Ahlul Hadeeth, and he met 50 of the companions, and that's what he used to see the companions doing. He made Hajj 40 times, 40. And Imam Tawus ibn Kaysan al-Yamani, they asked him, why do you make Hajj so much? Why do you make Hajj? He said, because I'm afraid if a Dajjal comes out, I want to be in Mecca or Medina at that time. So the Muslim knows that. He gets an opportunity to go to Mecca. He gets an opportunity to make Umrah, to make Hajj. He says, okay, part of my niyat is ad-Dajjal, ad-Dajjal. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ونسأل الله تعالى التوفيق والسداد. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillahi amma ba'd. All of these major signs, ikhwani, the 10 of them, they have a lot of tafasil, details. The dabba has a lot of details, but there's only one I want to deal with a little bit here, and that is Isa ibn Maryam coming back. Isa ibn Maryam is a major sign, and his coming back has been in the Quran and in the authentic Sunnah in details. Allah Ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, وَإِنَّهُ لَعِلْمٌ لِلسَّاعَةِ. Verily, Isa ibn Maryam is part of the knowledge of the hour. Those people who are the Qurra of the Quran, they have another recitation of that ayah. وَإِنَّهُ لَعَلَمٌ لِلسَّاعَةِ. Verily, Isa ibn Maryam is one of the signs of the hour mentioned in the Quran. Allah said about Isa ibn Maryam, salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi, وَإِن مِّنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ إِلَّا لَيُؤْمِنَنَّ بِهِ قَبْلَ مَوْتِهِ وَيَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ يَكُونُ عَلَيْهِمْ شَهِيدًا. There's not a single person from Ahlul Kitab except that they're going to believe in him before his death. And Isa's going to be a witness over them. He's going to come back. And the hadith told us when he comes back, he's going to kill that pig. And when I say swine, khinzir, and pig, I don't have to do like this. I don't have to do like that. Pig, 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 pig. Has nothing to do. No hocus pocus in our deen. He's going to kill that pig. He's going to break the cross. He's going to lift up the jizya. As for the hadith, he's going to get married. That hadith is not authentic. Inshallah, he'll get married. Allahu alam, we don't know, because the marriage is from the sunnah of the anbiya. But the Nabi didn't say that, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. How are you going to know that if you don't read the sunnah? The Nabi told everybody here, إِذَا جَاءَكُمْ Isa ibn Maryam فَقْرَؤُوا عَلَيْهِ سَلَامِي. If Isa ibn Maryam comes, then give him my salams. That's an amana that Allah's Nabi gave everybody here. If you're here, you're going to say, Isa ibn Maryam, marry my daughter, marry my daughter. She's only 11, she's only 9, like Aisha was. We don't care about that, because we look at you the same way we look at our Nabi. You're a Rasul, you're the best one equipped to marry my daughter. And I don't care if she's 9, 10, or 11. Isa ibn Maryam. From what we've been told, and this is connected to Ahlul Hadeeth, the Nabi said, and what was collected by Imam Muslim and Tirmidhi and many of the Imams, this hadith is mutawatir. 70 companions narrated, 70. قال صلى الله عليه وسلم لا تزال طائفة من أمتي يقاتلون على الحق ظاهرين إلى يوم القيامة فينزل عيسى بن مريم فيقول أميرهم له تعال صل لنا فيقول له عيسى بن مريم لا إن بعضكم على بعض أمراء تكرمة الله هذه الأمة. The Nabi said, there will not cease to be a group of people from this ummah who will always be on the truth. From the time that he came to the time he died, he said there will always be, for every age, every era, in every place, there will be a group of people from this ummah who are on the truth. He called it the Ta'ifa Mansura. They will always be victorious. They will fight on victory. It won't hurt them, those who go against them. It won't hurt them, those who try to trick them. They'll always be victorious until Isa ibn Maryam comes. And then when Isa comes, it's going to be time for the Salah. The Mahdi will be about to perform the Salah. Isa will come out of the sky, the way the Nabi described, between two angels. And his beard and his hair will be dripping with water because he made wudu. And he's coming down in his Shem. And then the Mahdi will say, hey, Isa, you're the Rasul, you're the Nabi. You've been up there all that time, you come and make Salah with us. Isa ibn Maryam was saying, no, you're the Imam. This ummah, you're the Imams of one another, showing the power and the might and the position of this ummah. This hadith, لا تزال طائفة من أمتي. There will not cease to be a group of people. I hope I'm from that group. With all of my mistakes, you should hope that you're from the group. With all of your mistakes, envy, missing salah, this and that, all of the issues. But your aqeedah is not jammed up. You're not hocus pocus. You know how to make tawbah. You know who to make tawbah to. The point is, there will not cease to be a group of people from this ummah. The ulama from that group, regular people can be from that group. The highest level of a muhaddith, a scholar of hadith, is Amirul Mu'mineen fil hadith. That's the highest level of a man in hadith. Amirul Mu'mineen fil hadith. There were only 10. Only 10. 4 of them, and I'll end with this. Al-Imam Abdullah ibn Mubarak, he died 181. Al-Imam al-Bukhari, Al-Imam Ahmed, Al-Imam Ali al-Madini. That's 4 of the 10. When they talked about this hadith that I just mentioned to you, this hadith, they asked Al-Imam Ahmed, who is this group? Who is this group that the Nabi was referring to? Al-Imam Ahmed said, if it's not Ahlul Hadeeth, I don't know who they are. Abdullah ibn Mubarak, he said this group, they're Ahlul Hadeeth. Ali al-Madini said, they're Ahlul Hadeeth. Al-Imam al-Tirmidhi said, they're Ahlul Hadeeth. But what's the meaning of Ahlul Hadeeth? Is the meaning of Ahlul Hadeeth Green Lane Masjid? Is the meaning of Ahlul Hadeeth Hard Top Masjid? La. There are people who never step foot in Hard Top Masjid. They're from that group. They're in Africa. They pray in a masjid that's broken down in Africa. But they're from Ahlul Hadeeth. They asked Al-Imam Ahmed, who are Ahlul Hadeeth? Who are they? He said, they're the people who work by the Hadith. So I say to Shaikh Muhammad Aslam, and the elders in this masjid, fear Allah, fear Allah. Don't let this minbar be a place where you're trying to build this masjid on the sunnah and you allow anyone to come and then destroy what you're trying to build. Fear Allah, fear Allah. And I don't mean to be disrespectful to anybody, but one of the great scholars of hadith, Al-Imam Abu Dawood, he had a son Abdullah. Al-Imam Abu Dawood said about his son, my son Abdullah is da'if in hadith. Why did he say that? Because his son didn't measure up according to the father. So Ahlul Hadith didn't care. They ain't gonna make jokes and games playing with the deen of Allah. Because the elder said it, I'm going to placate him. No, I'm gonna respect you. The elder, I'm gonna respect you. And I'm gonna say, elder, you have to be from Ahlul Hadith. The one sitting in the chair has to be from Ahlul Hadith. You, Somali, you have to be from Ahlul Hadith. Ahlul Hadith meaning what? The Quran and the Sunnah. The way those companions understood that religion. That's the da'wah, that's the call. كيف يتم البنيان تمامه إذا كنت تبنيه وغيرك يهدمه. How are you going to build up your house? You're building up your house. Shaikh Muhammad Aslam, you're building up your house. Someone comes and takes out the bricks. You're building, taking out the bricks. You have to say, hey, don't take the bricks out of my house. Go build your own house somewhere else. Take the bricks out of someone else's house. As for the house of Ahlul Hadith, then we say, Ahlul Hadeeth, Ikhwani, is not about Pakistan. It's not about the Asians who were here. Not about the Asians who came here with that dawah. It's about the universal call of al-Islam. The Kitab and the Hadith of the Nabi, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the way the companions understood him. We ask Allah Ta'ala to cause us to live and die on the way of Ahlul Hadeeth. And that He raises us up, inshallah, amongst the people of Ahlul Hadeeth. And that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes the hadith of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam beloved to us, our children, our women folk. And that Allah Azza wa Jal guides all of us by our nawasi, takes all of us by our nawasi and puts us on the Siratul Mustaqim, and that He protects all of our relatives from the hocus pocus crystal ball Islam of Brawiism and Shiaism, the hocus pocus crystal ball Islam of Sufism, the hocus pocus Islam of people who are overindulgent in politics at the expense of the haqq. And our call is that. أقول قولي هذا أقم الصلاة يرحمكم الله.